things going. By Michigan weather standards, not a bad night to actually be outside to watch the ball drop, Anthony.
Yeah, it's not terrible here. Temperatures running in the mid-30s, even the mid-40s down along I-94. Janice, as you mentioned, pretty warm along the East Coast, too. When you said that at the top of the show about it being pretty mild, you had heard, Janice, in New York City. I looked over there, 53 degrees at last check in Central Park. So, yeah, they are running pretty mild along the East Coast and have been all cold season thus far. Haven't had a whole lot of winter from, Boston to New York City, Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., and hadn't been too bad around here either, but we are trending colder in the upcoming days. We're going to go colder through tomorrow morning into the afternoon. So our daytime high is going to be perhaps here at midnight. I think we trickle down from there slowly but surely through the morning hours and into the afternoon, such that by midday tomorrow we're right around 30 degrees and then down into the 20s thereafter as northeast winds will turn more to the north with time tomorrow, tugging down some colder air as low pressure passes down to our south. Yes, it is wet outside. We've had a persistent mist/drizzle in the recent couple 2-3 hours, and that'll continue into the overnight, but I think it's gone by 7 a.m., so just classify it as mostly cloudy or plain overcast at 32 degrees. We do get down to 32, I think, because there will be some thin spots in the clouds for a period deep in the overnight, but those clouds reassembling and thickening through the morning and leading to light snow development, I'd say 3, 4, 5 o'clock and beyond. I do want to make clear this is not going to be a monster snowstorm. That is a fact. And in fact, I've dropped the numbers a little bit from the earlier shows. I'm going to call for 2 to 4 inches, just not seeing, the water equivalent off the models to support really a 3 to 5 or, 6-inch snowfall around here. I can't tell you something I don't believe, folks. So I am going to back it down a little bit for tomorrow. Sticking snow, though, arriving on the scene 3, 4 o'clock, particularly the hours after dark where we begin to pick up the accumulation. Very cold temperatures in the 7-day, even what some would classify as frigid. And it gets the coldest the late in the 7-day. At the end, next Thursday and Friday, heading into next weekend, we got a real push of cold air. More snow possible next week as well. I'll touch on that in just a bit. These counties in the purple, that's where the winter weather advisories have been put up by the National Weather Service across the lake in southernmost Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Winter storm warnings there. So winter storm warning is the next category up in terms of, intensity or how much snow you're anticipating. So clearly, the overall look from the advisory board gives you the idea that we're not going to get crippled with a snowstorm. And these numbers will tell the tale as well. 1 to 2 inches across the northern sections, and the lower amounts will be towards the northern portion of the viewing area. You get down into Grand Rapids, Ionia, over to the Lakeshore, Holland, sections like that. 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. And then southward to I-94, that's where you get closer to the 3, 3.5, 4-inch snow amounts. So clearly, this is West Michigan, folks. We average 75 inches of snow in Grand Rapids for a season. We have seen worse, but it will be treacherous travel there tomorrow evening if you're headed out on the roadways. That is a certainty. A high temperature tomorrow of 33. The gray box indicates that is the average for the date tomorrow at 33. We go much colder, though, Sunday and Monday. Wind chills down around 10 degrees at times on Sunday. We bounce back on Tuesday to 34. And then we start to slide again. This 30 will be a morning high on Wednesday. Arctic front hits. Temps will be falling through the 20s. And we don't get out of the teens, I don't believe, Thursday and Friday into that following weekend. I'm studying these maps, and there is some frigid air, barbarically cold air in the upper Midwest that is going to be nearby and tapped likely at times even into that following week. So colder times are ahead. The radar is detecting that drizzle and mist, but it's hard to do so when the particles are so small. So you'll see that there's just not a whole lot being shown, but there is wetness out there if you step outside. This weak area of low pressure passing by now. As that goes by overnight, the precipitation ends, but here comes the next L. That one has more as I said earlier today, gusto to it, and that'll bring up a slug of Gulf of Mexico moisture and be responsible for these winter weather advisories overhead for us. And we get into the accumulating snow, as I say, after about 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow. The drizzle and mist being detected by this graph model, but shifting off to the east. You wake up tomorrow morning heading off for that first day of 2022, coffee or donut. Yeah, you're getting out there. It's cloudy, but nothing coming out of these clouds. And even into the early afternoon, here we are at 2 o'clock. I mean, there's not a whole lot showing up, but the model detecting that snow coming up towards I-96, say by late afternoon. Of course, it will begin nearer the Indiana line earlier. And off the European model, you'll see that this band of snow is right overhead. And I think the heaviest of the snow between about 7 o'clock tomorrow night and probably like 1 or 2 in the morning on Sunday. That's where we get this 2-3 inches in Grand Rapids, maybe 3-4 inches along I-94. That will kick out of here. Winds out of the north-northwest on Sunday will generate some lake effect flurries and snow showers along the lakeshore. So minor additional accumulations on Sunday for those counties adjacent to Lake Michigan. That'll shut down, though, as we go late Sunday into Monday. Some breaks for sun Monday into Tuesday. Nothing important happening there. A little breezy at times as we get into Tuesday out of the south. That's why the temps elevate back into the mid-30s. But a clipper runs through Ontario. That goes by. The flow around that drags in this Arctic push on Wednesday, which drops temps through the afternoon. That will flare some additional lake effect snow showers. And then there's another disturbance off of these models that is shown to come up the Ohio River Valley, and that could potentially cause a problem here in the Midwest at some point Thursday and Friday. But again, that's so far down the line. As you know, weather changes, and it could change dramatically at that point. But right now, there is a shot there for accumulating lake effect snow at some point Wednesday, and then a system that goes by on Thursday. The truth of the whole deal here, Janice, is that it's going to be very cold heading into next weekend. High temps, upper teens.
Yeah, very chilly. Anthony, thank you. As West Michigan